Top U.S. general says Afghan collapse can be traced to Trump-Taliban deal.
Here's a summary of the article.
The collapse of the Afghan government and its security forces can be traced to a 2020 agreement between the Taliban and the Trump administration that promised a complete U.S. troop withdrawal. Senior Pentagon officials have told Congress. Gen. Frank McKenzie, the head of Central Command, told the House Armed Services Committee that once the U.S. troop presence was pushed below 2,500 as part of President Joe Biden's decision in April to complete a total withdrawal by September, the unraveling of the U.S.-backed Afghan government accelerated. He was referring to the 29th of February 2020 agreement that the Trump administration signed with the Taliban in Doha, Qatar, in which the U.S. promised to fully withdraw its troops by May 2021 and the Taliban committed to several conditions, including stopping attacks on American and coalition forces. The stated objective was to promote a peace negotiation between the Taliban and the Afghan government, but that diplomatic effort never gained traction before Biden took office in January. He said in addition to the morale-depleting effects of the Doha Agreement, the troop reduction ordered by Biden in April was the other nail in the coffin for the 20-year war effort because it blinded the U.S. military to conditions inside the Afghan army, because our advisors were no longer down there with those units. Milley told the Senate committee, when pressed Tuesday, that it had been his personal opinion that at least 2,500 U.S. troops were needed to guard against a collapse of the Kabul government and a return to Taliban rule. Defying U.S. intelligence assessments, the Afghan government and its U.S.-trained army collapsed in mid-August, allowing the Taliban, which had ruled the country from 1996 to 2001, to capture Kabul with as a couple of hundred men on motorcycles, without a shot being fired, as Milley described it.
This post received a score of 42,000, with an upvote ratio of 67%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Thanks General, but I am pretty sure it can be traced to the initial invasion.
Or the Soviet invasion in the 80s. It can more accurately be traced to when the post-WW1 nations decided to just draw lines on a map and tell the people living there to deal with it. Edit. I have come to understand my oversimplified version of history misses a lot of points.
In the beginning the universe was created. This has made a lot of people very angry and been widely regarded as a bad move. I blame God.
I blame science.
This would imply that before Trump the situation was good enough to avoid a collapse, which is total bullshit. This is what winning looks like, was made more than 7 years ago and clearly showed how much of a shit show the ANA was. Afghanistan was lost under Bush, didn't improve under Obama and Trump either. At this point I'm pretty sure that Biden knew that it was a lost cause and just pulled the plug. They all knew it, they just didn't want the political backlash for doing so.
Afghanistan has been a total crapshoot since the beginning. Nation building is virtually impossible to guarantee without relatively long-term colonization, stabilization, then power transfer, and that was never the intention. America and coalition forces crushed the initial war phase of both Iraq and Afghanistan in matters of months. The issue is we've been calling the nation building and counterinsurgency phase a war because there's still fighting going on.
Conquer the territory, place a governor over the territory. Let them keep their culture and customs, but they would have Roman justice and a Roman army keep the nation safe. They built infrastructure, and tied the conquered territory back to Rome with roads. Edit. Some people really missed the point of this comment.
There was also a fair amount of revolts under the Roman system. Pretty much every province.
Yeah, but what did the Romans ever do for them? The aqueduct!
Oh, yeah, they did give us that. Oh, that's true, yeah.
And the sanitation.
Oh, yeah, the sanitation, Reg. Remember what the city used to be like?
Alright, I'll grant you. The aqueduct and the sanitation are two things the Romans have done.
I mean, yeah, leaving is what caused the collapse. But it doesn't seem like staying for another few years would have changed that.
Also, really riding the whole everything wrong right now is Trump's fault thing and choosing to take no personal responsibility isn't healthy for the country. Trump isn't around anymore. He will eventually no longer be an acceptable scapegoat.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.